What's the crack? Welcome back. How are you getting on? Lala Padraig, the son of Gueve. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Today we are going to be cooking an Irish stew for the St. Patrick's Day that's in it. With it being St. Patrick's Day right around the corner in Ireland, I'm going to cook my mammy's favourite Irish stew.
It'll never be as good as mine, Paul.
Will you? So with St. Patrick's Day being in March, and March in Ireland is notoriously wet and cold and damp. So we want a nice hearty warm stew to keep us warm, you know what I mean? And stick around to the end of the video and I'll teach you a little bit of Irish to use on St. Patrick's Day with your friends. Let's dive in! So here's your basic ingredients for your Irish stew. Onion, carrots, celery, lamb, potatoes and thyme, right? You get your water in there and you start boiling it together, that's what you gotta do. But we're gonna add some extra ingredients as you see here. You can add some soup mix, get some flavour in there, you know, the oxo cube. And for that soupy texture at the end, you're going to want to slap it up with some Irish bread right there, whole grain right there, lovely. So we're going to get to the veg and we're going to get to the chopping. I have the perfect tool right here. St. Patrick recommended it himself, and if you don't have one of these laying around, my ma always says you can use a nice little household butter knife. This is my ma's favourite butter knife right here, so we get chopping right away. So we're going to get the oil for the... What kind of animal are you trying to power up here? Not that oil, man.
Oh, sorry. I'm glad.
This isn't a mechanic shop, this is a cooking class. Here we go. Bit of oil for your meat, get it in, just a little dollop. Get that meat in. I'm saying meat because you can use whatever meat you want, but this is the traditional Irish stew.
Yeah, baby. It's sizzling. What oil is it?
Cooking oil, sunflower oil, vegetable oil, anything, but just not motor oil. What we're doing is browning up the meat and giving it a little head start on the vegetables because we don't want the vegetables to go to mush. Put a little chunkity bite in them, you know. So while that's going ahead there, we're going to get chopping. So right now we're going to get chopping our veg. We have nice juicy rooster potatoes. You don't have to get anything fancy. The more veg you want to add, the better. The bigger your family is. Hey, if there's one family down and he can't make it, 2 carrots. If there's a cousin he invited that he didn't know about and there's an extra cousin and there's a sister, put as many as you want in. This is all bare basic. This is back in Ireland, people, okay? Back in the day when you could just go to your fridge and there was barely anything in it. I'm not going to show you what's in my fridge because there's barely anything in it. But with the potatoes, you want to peel them, chop them in half, like that, like so. So now that your potatoes are chopped and your meat is browned, you want to add your potatoes and add your water. Get it all back on the stove. This is what's going to get it all nice and juicy. How much water do you say? Well, you want enough water to submerge your vegetables, and we'll come back to that in a minute. Moving on to our carrots. So with the carrots, you can go and peel them if you're picky, but I'm not picky. My name's Paul, and I love nice carrots with the jacket on. Why is that? Because all of the vitamins are closest to the skin on the outside. And if you're going to peel off that, you're getting rid of good vitamins, man. You can't be getting rid of good vitamins when you're in Ireland. There's no sun for us. So what you're going to do is chop off the ends, chip chop, hen, dough, a tree. In the stew we go. Our celery. Let's move on to our celery. A lot of people like to get rid of the top of the celery because it's quite bitter. We're just going to use the stalk and the base of it. Here we go, check it out. Get rid of the bitter end of it. Something about her, we don't like her. She's holding on to something. Get over it, love. Get rid of the end because we don't need it. That end is in the beginning, that was in the past. Get rid of the past. We're moving forward into our stew. Check it out. Lovely. Now you can chop this up to size. This is way too big. Way too big and way too many. There's too many people in that family. Clean off those bits you don't want. A hen, a dough, a tree, a go. Next thing we want is an onion. No tears, no crying. Nice and simple. Chop off the end of it. Chop off the other end of it. There's only 2 ends of an onion. Now make sure you don't chop off any fingers. There's no crying, like I said from the beginning. Don't try to peel it without crying. It's giving me a motion of that age. Now that you're finished fighting with your onion, get your revenge on him. Haha, revenge, bitch. Revenge is sweet. Pop it in. Now you say, why didn't you chop it a bit more? It's gonna be juicy. Come over here and check this out. So look at all our veg right now, right? We want our big veg. That's gonna melt around. That's gonna go juicy. And then by the end of it, it's gonna kind of fall apart itself. You don't need to do all that. Save yourself the work. There we go. So there you have the classic Irish stew. But this is the 21st century, so what you gonna do is add some flavour to your life. soup mix. You know, fluff it up a bit. Don't be bored. Have some fun with your life. It's St. Patrick's Day. Oxo cube, who knows, go mad. And add the soup last, because that will go, just got all gloopy and weird. Let it cook for a bit. Add this in the last 10 minutes, be juicy. We'll see you in a minute. So with the last 10 minutes of this nice and juicy boiling up here, I'm gonna add the soup mix. It's thickening it up and to give it that extra flavor. Here we go, check it out. Get in here. Get it in. Bada bing. And mix it up. Get that juicy stuff going, baby. The onions are falling apart. What did I tell you? It's doing the work for you.
Oh, it's looking delicious.
Nice. Would you hire me in your kitchen, man?
No.
Now look at that. Onions are falling apart. Oh yes, this is going to be juicy. Right, let's dish it up. And now the rest is sizzling away. You can even leave that on a slow boil and it'll be even meltier. I just like mine fresh. I'm like a rabbit. Here we go. That's your traditional Irish stew right there, baby. Mmm, juicy. We're gonna leave that boiling away nicely. Gonna set it on. You can set it on a slow boil all night if you want to make it juicier. I don't know where the pea came from because I don't remember getting peas. But
where's the pea?
Is that pea there? Where did the pea come from?
Soup.
Oh yeah? I don't remember putting a pea in it. There's a surprise pea in the soup. All of a sudden a pea appeared. We'll taste test now. Oh yes. So you waited till the end and I told you I'd teach you a bit of Irish. Mmm. That's juicy. Now that you made it to the end of the video, you should have a lovely Irish stew in front of you. And here's a bit of Irish for you for St. Patrick's Day. Lála Pádraig son Glit, Lála Pádraig son Gleave. So one of them is for a group of people, and one of them is for a singular person. So if I'm saying it to you personally, Lála Pádraig son Glit. If I'm saying it to a group of people, Lála Pádraig son Gleave. Slán all ya, slán the phone. Is it even cooked? Did I spit it out?
Beef is okay.
Okay.
So now Paul is going to chop up his veg with the traditional Irish green chainsaw for his happy St. Patrick's. So let's go. Here's the carrot.
So we're gonna get chopping with the veg. Our potatoes today are nice juicy roast potatoes. No, they're not.
The roosters.
The roosters. Today we have nice juicy.
Juicy roosters.
So today we're gonna get chopping. Today we're gonna get chopping. In some stage we will. So right now we're gonna get chopping our veg.